A lot of variables are impacting the secondary market this week, and we'll discuss all of them in this latest episode of the Magic the Gathering Market Watch. This video is sponsored by Flipside Gaming. Check out flipsidegaming.com for all your gaming needs. Right now, you can pre-order the Hobbit products there. You can also now pre-order Reality Fracture products or find a vast number of other great items on their website. Remember, shipping is free in the US if your order is over $100 or consists only of singles. Just look in the description or comment section below for direct links to their site. Hey there, this is John from Heroes and Legends, and welcome to another edition of the Magic the Gathering Market Watch. As I said in the cold open, there's a lot going on right now, and card prices are moving for a variety of reasons. We'll discuss the details while we look at a total of 21 cards. Today you'll see all the cards that have moved at least 20% and $1 in either direction this week. In total, there are 8 cold cards sliding down in price and 13 hot cards moving up. Quickly before we get started though, I do want to say thank you to one of our gold patrons, and that is WolfOfTinStreet Band. Well, thank you for your long-term support on Patreon. It really goes a long way. I truly could not do this without viewers like yourself, so thank you again, Wolf. And now, without any further ado, let's get into it. We'll begin with the top 8 coldest cards of the week. Let's just jump in with number 8. Astonishing Spider-Man, down $1.02 to $2.98. That is a 26% decrease. This is from the Marvel Superheroes Jumpstart set, and if you've been watching the Market Watch this month, you know that Marvel supplemental products experienced distribution delays, which led to some unusually high card prices. Product is now getting into players' hands, so in most cases these cards are now moving down in price, and that's what you're looking at here. However, Astonishing Spider-Man does see play in Commander, usually in builds around Cosmic Spider-Man. Number 7 is Loki God of Mischief, down $1.33 to $4.69. That's a 22% decrease. Since its release, this has seen play in Standard, Modern, Legacy, and Commander. However, it didn't make as big of a splash in Modern as some anticipated. It's appearing there a little bit. You see Loki God of Mischief and Jeskai Affinity, for example. Ultimately, though, the weaker than anticipated Modern performance and the spike in inventory due to all the Marvel packs being open right now caused Loki's price to drop this week. Number 6 is Tippy Toe Terrific Partner, down $2.58 to $9.33. That's a 22% decrease. This is another card from Marvel Jumpstart that's moving down now that copies are getting out there. It's great in Commander Squirrel builds around cards like the Unbeatable Squirrel Girl for the Marvel main set and Chatterfang Squirrel General. Number 5 is Iron Man Bleeding Edge, down $2.78 to $10.25. That's a 21% decrease. Same story here. This is a Marvel Jumpstart card moving down now that more supply is getting out there. It's found in Commander builds around cards like Tony Stark / the Invincible Iron Man and Hama the Bloodbender. Last week, this was number 6 on the hot list. This week it arrives on the cold list at number 4, Black Panther Claws of Bast, down $2.93 to $6.43. That's a 31% decrease. This is from the Marvel Superheroes White Welcome deck, and those decks also suffered from distribution delays. As product continues to get into players' hands, many of the Welcome deck cards are declining in price, like this one. A week ago, this is number 4 on the cold list. Last week it moved up to number 3, and this week it remains there. The Fantastic card, down $6.65 to $16.72. That's a 29% decrease. This is from Marvel's The Fantastic Four Commander deck, and those decks also suffered from distribution delays. Thanks to those delays, this card became scarce in the short term, and that coupled with high demand made it pretty expensive. It is all over Legacy and Vintage due to how powerful the Fantastic card can be with fast colorless mana and cheap / free artifacts. It's also seeing play in 1v1 Dual Commander and Regular Commander. However, the card's price is coming down again this week since copies are now getting out to players, and many are worried that it could be banned in Legacy and or restricted in Vintage. Wizards did say they're keeping an eye on it. 2 weeks ago, this is number 5 on the hot list. A week ago, it moved up to number 4. Last week, it took the top spot on the cold list, and this week it falls 1 spot to number 2, Hulk Brutal Brawler, down $12 to $32.10. That's a 27% decrease. This is from the Marvel Superheroes Green Welcome deck, and as I mentioned, the Welcome decks have had distribution delays. Again, that's part of the reason this card is spiking, but there's also been some demand for it. Commander players are interested in Hulk Brutal Brawler, and I've seen it in Commander builds around cards like Bruce Banner / the Incredible Hulk and Nick Fury Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. from the Marvel main set. Like so many other cards on the countdown this week, it too is moving down as copies finally start to get into players' hands. Last week, this was number 1 on the hot list. This week it's number 1 on the cold list, Bosium Strip. Down $17.99 to $24.99, that's a 42% decrease. This reserve list card spiked last week after Crucible of Words featured a pre-modern Brain Freeze Bosium Strip Storm deck on YouTube. The deck ran 4 of these, and after the video aired, copies quickly disappeared from the marketplace, resulting in last week's spike. This week, though, the card returned to the marketplace in a big way as sellers tried to take advantage of the higher price point. Those extra copies quelled some of the demand, so the price moves down. Alright, on to the main event, the top 13 hottest cards of the week. We'll get started with number 13, Venerated Rot Priest, up $1 to $4.07, that's a 33% increase. This has traditionally been found in commander decks around cards like Atraxa Praetor's Voice or Finn the Fangbearer, but now it's seeing additional commander play thanks to a card from the Marvel Superheroes main set. Venerated Rot Priest is now appearing in builds around the Serpent Society, and the extra demand has caused its price increase. Number 12 is Season of Gathering, up $1.27 to $7.10, that's a 22% increase. This has been in commander builds around cards like Eager Eater Vol and Diana Salvage Archdruid, for example. Like the previous card, though, it has seen some increased play in the format thanks to Marvel Superheroes. For example, I've seen this in builds around Jennifer Walters / the Sensational She-Hulk from the main set. Also, previews from the Hobbit set have indicated that +1/+1 counters will be a focus there. Put it all together, and Season of Gathering's price moves up some this week. Number 11, Lull Mage Mentor, up $1.29 to $7.46, that's a 21% increase. Third verse, same as the first, this one per wonder is jumping in price because it's seeing additional commander play and builds around Namor the Submariner from the Marvel main set. Also recently, we learned that in February we're getting a set that's taking place in a new underwater plane where merfolk will be featured prominently, called Noctis the Sunken Realm. This news could also be playing a role in Lull Mage Mentor's price increase. Last week, this was number 6 on the cold list. This week it arrives on the hot list at number 10, Krark-Clan Shaman. This is up $1.41 to $7.91, that's a 22% increase. This is a solid pauper card that combos with Toxin Analysis and decks like Grixis Affinity and Jund Wildfire there. Its price was slowly climbing for several weeks after the reveal of Hawkeye's Bow from the Marvel main set. The bow is going to be part of a 2-card kill combo in pauper with Seeker of Skybreak, which happens to be a 1 toughness creature without flying. Players began grabbing copies of Krark-Clan Shaman to have on hand in order to counter the upcoming combo. However, a few weeks ago, Wizards quickly banned Seeker of Skybreak in the format to keep things stable. Once that happened, speculators backed off this card and its price dipped. But it is still a huge card in the pauper format, so this week it quickly rebounds. Number 9 is Genji Glove, up $1.71 to $10.31, that's a 20% increase. Traditionally, this has seen play in several commander builds, like the ones around Cloud X Soldier and Cloud Midgar Mercenary, for example. However, its price is increasing now because Genji Glove is getting far more play in the format thanks to several cards from Marvel Superheroes products. It's in builds around Tony Stark / the Invincible Iron Man Master of Machines, Wolverine Fierce Fighter, and the Mighty Thor Jane Foster from the main set. Genji Glove is also a good upgrade to the Wakanda Forever commander deck, plus it's in fresh builds around the front-facing commander from there, T'Challa the Black Panther. Number 8 is Glow Rider from Legions, up $2.16 to $6, that's a 56% increase. A foil version of this can be found as a bonus card in the Cats Are the Best Secret Lair Super Drop, but I didn't see enough sales of that version of the card to nail down an accurate price. This Legions one definitely is hot though. First off, it does see some commander play. It can appear in builds around Winota Joiner of Forces, for example, but the pre-modern format is the catalyst for Glow Rider's price increase. It's found in the sideboard as Selesnya Land Destruction and sometimes Selesnya Terrorgeddon builds there to counter spell-heavy decks, like the new Brain Freeze Bosium Strip Storm deck we mentioned earlier. Long story short, the excitement around that new build led to an increase in demand for Glow Rider this week. Number 7 is Diana Salvage Archdruid, up $2.56 to $10.21, that's a 34% increase. This is a popular commander, and it's in the 99 of a few builds like the ones around Lathril Blade of the Elves, for example. It's jumping this week because of a card preview from the upcoming Hobbit set. The card is Thranduil the Elven King, and I'm already seeing Diana appear in early deck lists around this. Thranduil has a ton of combo potential and might even eclipse Lathril as the go-to elf commander. Number 6, Didgeridoo up 461 to 2260, that's a 26% increase. This reserveless card occasionally sees play in Legacy and Pre-Modern, but the only true consistent play it's been getting recently is in Commander. There it's indexed around cards like Mogus, God of Slaughter, and Neheb the Worthy. The reason it's jumping now though is because we recently found out that in October 2027, a Magic set called Zhalfir will be released. Zhalfir is a kingdom that was heavily featured in the Mirage set back in 1996, and yes, Minotaurs can be found there. In fact, in the announcement video, they showed concept art for a Minotaur creature. That's all it took for speculation to drive Didgeridoo's price up once more. Alright, quickly before we get to our top 5, just a fast reminder, this video is sponsored by Flipside Gaming. Check out flipsidegaming.com for all your gaming needs. Right now you can pre-order the Hobbit products there. You can also pre-order Reality Fracture products as well, or find any number of other great items on their website, Magic related and otherwise. Remember, if your order's over $100 or consists only of singles, shipping will be free in the US, and if you're looking for a direct link to their site, just check out the description or comments section below. I do have links posted in both of those places. And now, without any further ado, let's get to the top 5. Number 5, Cybermen Squadron. This is up 631 to 3453, that's a 22% increase. This is from the Doctor Who Masters of Evil Commander deck. It has been seeing a little Commander play in decks around cards like Urza Chief Artificer and Davros Dalek Creator from its pre-con, for example, but now Cybermen Squadron is getting played more thanks to a couple Marvel Superheroes cards. It's in builds around Ultron Artificial Malevolence from the main set and Ultron the Annihilator from Marvel Jumpstart. There is another reason Cybermen Squadron's price is jumping though. Recently, we learned that the Borg would be featured in the upcoming Star Trek products, and they're going to be artifact creatures that have the ability to assimilate other creatures, turning them into artifact creatures as well. This information has increased interest in Cybermen Squadron even further. Here are 2 examples of Borg creatures that have been previewed. These are from the upcoming Star Trek We Are the Borg Commander deck. First we have Borg Queen Perfection Manifest, which unfortunately is legendary, and Bioasset Allocator. Number 4, Crypto Thrall up 725 to 3461, that is a 21% increase. This is from the Warhammer 40k Necron Dynasties Commander deck. It had been seeing Commander play in a few different builds, like the ones around Dr. Eggman and Marvin Murderous Mimic, for example. Like the previous card though, this is moving up in part because it's getting more Commander play now and builds around Ultron Artificial Malevolence from the Marvel main set and Ultron the Annihilator from Jumpstart. Crypto Thrall is also another card that will play well with the Borg creatures from Star Trek, including the 2 we've seen previewed from the We Are the Borg Commander deck. Again, those are Borg Queen Perfection Manifest and Bioasset Allocator. Number 3 is Flash Photography, up 737 to 4472, that's a 20% increase. This is the foil copy from the Final Fantasy XV Camp Comrade Scene Box. There's a non-foil of this as well, but that one is scarcer than the foil, and we currently don't have enough sales data to pin down the price of that version of the card. In regular Commander, Flash Photography appears in several builds, including ones around Kinnan Bonder Prodigy and in Hello the Painter, for example. However, the format that's really pushing the card's price is 1v1 Dual Commander. Clones are always good in the format, and this card clones a creature in the form of a token, so it also synergizes with token creation strategies. Plus, it's a sorcery, which means you can return it from the graveyard to your hand and play it repeatedly in the right builds. It even has flashback, which is nice. Moving up 3 spots this week to number 2, Cyberman Patrol, up 901 to 1992, that's an 83% increase. This is from the Doctor Who Masters of Evil Commander deck. As you may have guessed, it's moving up now because of the recent increase in Commander play it's been getting, and because of the speculation that it may be seeing even more play at the end of the year. Traditionally, this has been in Commander builds around cards like Davros Dalek Creator from its pre-con, however, recently has seen more play thanks to some cards from Marvel Superheroes. It's now showing up in decks around Ultron Artificial Malevolence and Doctor Doom. Cyberman Patrol will also play well with the Borg creature type coming in Star Trek. Again, here are the 2 we know from the We Are the Borg Commander deck. Borg Queen Perfection Manifest and Bioasset Allocator. And finally, coming in at number 1 is Disrupting Shoal. The Ultimate Masters copies up 1759 to 3475, that's a 103% increase. The one from Betrayers of Kamigawa goes up 23.13 to 39.52. That's a 141% increase if you're doing the math at home. This is sometimes in Commander, Cannon, Bonder, Prodigy decks, but I won't bury the lead here. The modern format, and specifically this card's visibility approach over Marvel superheroes last weekend, is the reason Disrupting Shoal is spiking. Belcher and Mono Blue Control have traditionally run this, but a new card from Marvel superheroes has recently changed the landscape somewhat. Namor the Submariner has been in modern Mono Blue Merfolk and Grixis mid-range control decks. Disrupting Shoal is used as a tool to protect Namor in these builds. We'll have to see how the modern meta evolves from here, but right now Disrupting Shoal is hot. Alright, that's going to do it for this episode of the Magic the Gathering Market Watch. Tomorrow I'm going to play some Magic the Gathering Arena on live stream. We had a couple great streams over the last couple of weeks. We went 7-2 on one draft. Last week I think we hit 5-3, but we will draft Marvel superheroes again. So stop by, say hi. Until then though, hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give us a like and subscribe, and have a great day. Hey, thanks for watching. This video is made possible through the generous support of viewers like you on Patreon. Check out the description below for links to our Patreon page as well as our Amazon affiliate store, where a small percentage of all sales will also help support the channel. Finally, if you haven't had a chance yet to subscribe, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the new videos on Heroes and Legends. Talk to you again soon, and have a great day.